Good morning everyone, I am Laika M. Garopanda, first reporter of Group 6 Capital Budgeting. So, significance of capital budgeting. Capital budgeting is an essential tool in financial management. Essential tool siya para sa mga business na gusto nga mag-grow o mag-success lang business. So, ang capital budgeting is nag-provide siya of wide scope for financial managers para to evaluate the different project in terms of their viability to be taken up for investment. So, ang capital budgeting is nag-help siya sa managers para mag-evaluate sa various project to see if they are worthy of investment. And then nag-help po siya to expose sa risk of uncertainty of different project. It also keep a check on over or under investment, so the management is provide with an effective control on cost of capital expenditure project. So ultimately, the fate of the business is decided on how optimally the available resources are used. So, ang goal aning capital budgeting is to determine whether an investment or project is worth pursuing. So, important ang capital budgeting because it is a process of planning, evaluate, o analyzing sa imuhang giplan nga business. So, example of capital budgeting. Capital budgeting for a small-scale expansion involves 3 steps. So, ang 3 steps is first is recording the investment's cost, projecting the investment cash flows, o comparing the projected earning with inflation rates and the time value of investment. So, for example, equipment that costs 15,000 and generate a 5,000 annual return would appear to pay back on the investment in 3 years. However, if the economists expect inflation to raise 30% annually, then the estimated return value at the end of the first year 20,000 is actually worth 15,385 kung when you account for inflation. 20,000 divided by 1.3 equals to 15,385. So the investment generated only 385 in the real value after the 1 year. So sa example atong i-generate sa 3 step. So ang pinakauna sa first step katong recording the investment cost is katong 15,000, and then the projecting the investment cash flows is katong 5,000, and then sunod is comparing the projected earnings is katong 20,000, which is 15,000 plus 5,000 equals 20,000. So ang inflation rates is 30%, motong 1 plus 0.03. So 20,000 divided by 1.3 equals to 15,385. So pagkahuman is minus siya sa 15,000. So ang real value after the 1 year is 385. So, importance of capital budgeting. Capital budgeting is an important process of planning and controlling a company. So, here are some key reasons why capital budgeting is important. So, first is long-term investment involve risk. So, capital expenditure are long-term investments
which involve more financial risk. That is why proper planning through capital budgeting is needed yun siya. So, kibali nagbutang ka og kwarta sa negosyo for a long-term investment tapos wa ka nag-capital budgeting planning, so naay possible nga mawal-an kag kwarta. That's why need yun og proper planning, which is capital budgeting, para safe ang imong kwarta nga gi-invest. Kay ang long-term investment is more riskier man siya than to short-term investment. Number two, huge investments and irreversible ones. So as the investments are huge but the funds are limited, so proper planning through capital expenditure is prerequisite. Also, the capital investment decision are irreversible in nature, meaning once a permanent asset is purchased, its disposal shall be incur losses. So for example, kung magpatukod ka og dakong fabric, so kailangan nimo maglaan og dako nga kwarta para sa mga equipment og mga primary assets. So this kind of huge investments is dili siya nimo dali-dali nga mabalik tungod dili nimo dali-dali nga mabalik tungod permanent asset naman siya. So so if if mag-decide ka nga imong i-close ang fabric, you will lose your investment kay dili naman nimo mabawi tong mga nagasto nimo nga mga assets nga imo gipalit. Kay once ang permanent assets is purchased, like anang mga building, kay di na gyud nimo mabalik ang imong nagasto. So therefore, it's crucial to plan carefully before deciding on major investment. So you need to ensure that your investment will be beneficial in the long run. Number three is long run in the business. So capital budgeting reduce the cost as well as bring change in the profitability of the company. So it help avoid over or under investment. So proper planning and analysis of the project help in the long run. So for example, imagine nga na ay business nga nagplan nga mag-invest og new machinery. So sa pamaagi sa capital budgeting, ma-analyze nila ang potential benefits and costs sa pagpalit nilag machine. So this process involves evaluating whether the machine is maka-increase ba og production or maka-reduce og expenses or expand marketing reach. So if the benefits is taas kaysa sa cost, ang capital budgeting would support the investment. So maara tong ako ang sunod is si Besas.
So, good morning everyone. So, I will discuss the capital budgeting techniques methods. Since na-discuss naman ni Ms. Garupil itong mga importance of budgeting and example of budgeting. So, let's proceed to capital budgeting techniques methods. There are different methods adapted for capital budgeting. The traditional methods or non-discount methods include payback period and accounting rate of return method. The discounted cash flow method includes the NPV method, profitability index method, and IRR. So, payback period method, as the name suggests, this method refers to the period in which the proposal will generate cash to recover the initial investment made. It purely emphasizes on the cash inflows, economic life of the project, and the investment made in the project with no consideration to time value of money. Through this method, selection of proposal is based on the earning capacity of the project. So, ang payback period method is muna ginagamit sa business para ma-ibalaan nila kung unsa ka dugay bitaw nila mahibalaan nila kung unsa ka dugay mabalik sa ilahang puhunan or kapital na ilahang gi-invest or ilahang ang gi-invest nila nga money kung unsa ka dugay mabalik sa ilaha. Pinaagi ra pod sa ilahang kita sa matag tuig. So, like for example sa example sa table sa project A o project B. So, ang cost diri is naay sa project A is 100,000 and also the project B is 100,000. So sa year 1, sa expected future value sa unang nga tuig is 50,000 for project A ang ilahang nakita. And then sa project B is 100,000. And then sa year 2 is 50,000 and year 2 po sa project B is 5,000. And sa year 3 is 100,000 for project B, ay A, and the project B is 5,000 also. And the year 4 is none, and the project B is none. So the total kanang kita, ang total na kita sa project A is 210,000 and the project B is 100,000. So na-formula ang payback period, which is cash outlay and or investment divide annual cash inflow. So let's compute the kuan kung pila ka tuig gisoy nabalik ang ilahang kon. So ang katong table gisulat na ko dire pero since kuan man murag dili education pa to. So naala ang formula cash outlay divide annual cash inflow. So ang payback period is equal to ang iyang cost is 100,000. Sa project A ni cost 100,000. So i-divide niyo siya, divide 50,000 it is cost ay muni ang ilahang kita man sa year 1. So 50,000 ang ilahang kita. So muna siya inuhang i-divide and nag-equal na siya of 2 years. Is equals to 2 years. So, 2 years pa, nabalik ang ilahang i-invest na 100,000. So, as you can see, ang payback nila is 2 years na 2 years. 2 years nabalik, di ba? 50,000 and 15,000 is 2 years. 2 years na siya nga kita. And then sa year 3 is murag ditaas bitaw ang ilahang kuan sa ilahang business there man dako kay sila kita 100,000. Well, the project B is atong makita is ang project B is pareha sila og gi-invest na money which is 100,000. But ang ilahang and then sa year 1 pa lang is nagkakita na sila og 100,000. Sa ato pang ilahang kita diriya is mas taas pa sa project A. So diba, i-divide na to 100,000. So it equals to 1. So 1 year pa lang is nabalik na nila ang ilahang puhunan sa project B. But the project pero ang year 2 niya is 5,000. So it is kuan kana ang lahi siya sa year sa project A kay iba ang project B is 100,000 ang ilahang year 1 pero pagka year 2 is may papa sila kung sa ato pa mas kung ang ilahang money sa year 1 is mas kusog ang ilahang business dito or ilahang kita pero pagka sunod tuig is ni papa siya lahi siya sa one project A kay nagkuhan sila mas ikan sa gamay pataas while ang B is ikan sa dako pero pamubo. So that's why the total of project A is 210,000 and the project B is 110,000. So mas dako ang project A kaysa project B. Although dali na nila nabalik ang punan pero mas gamay gihapon sila og ginansya pag-abot sa total year o pag-abot sa 4th year. Ang total sa 4th year is gamay ra sila kita. Unlike sa project A is ang ilaha bisag gamay dugay nila nabawi ilahang puhunan or ang ilahang gi-invest na money is mas dako gihapon sila og ginansya sa ilahang kwarta nga gi-invest kay dagko man sila og kita. So that's all my report. Thank you.
Good
day, sir. I am Eliza Midi Castro, the third reporter of Group 6. My topic is Accounting Rate of Return or ERR method. This method helps us to overcome the disadvantage of the payback period method. This rate of return expressed as a percentage of the earning of the investment in a particular project. It works on the criteria that any project having ERR higher than minimum rate established by the management will be considered at those below the determined rate as rejected. So the accounting rate of return or ERR method is a technique using a capital budget. It addresses some of the shortcomings of the simpler payback period method. ERR is the average annual profit divided by the initial investment. So these are the formula. ERR equals average income divide average investment. Next is discounted cash flow method. The discounted cash flow method technique calculates to the cash flow and outflow through the life of an asset. These are discounted through a discounting factor. The discounted cash flow and outflows are there compared. This technique takes into account the interest factor and the returning after the payback period. So the discounted cash flow or DCF method. This is the financial technique using to evaluate the profitability of the project or investment. So the DCF method start by calculating all the cash flow, money come in and outflows, money going out. So that are expected throughout the entire life of the project or asset. Present value or NBP method. This is one of the widely used method for evaluating capital investment proposal. In this technique, the cash inflow that is expected at different periods of the time is discounted at particular rate. The present value of the cash inflow are compared to the original investment. If the difference between them is a positive, then it is accepted or otherwise rejected. So the net present value method is a common capital technique using to analyze the profitability of potential investment. So ang positive net present value, if the sum of the discounted cash inflow is greater than the initial investment, the resulting is positive net present value or NPV. The investment is considering profitable and should be accepted. So ang negative net present value, if the sum of the discounted cash inflow is less than the initial investment, the resulting is the negative net present value or NPV. The investment is expected to lose money and should be rejected. So the conclusion of net present value is help us to determine that investment is worthy by considering the time value of money and comparing the present value of the future returns to the upfront cost. So this is the formula of net present value, where is E1, A2 representing cash inflows, K is the firm cost of capital, C is the cost of investment proposal, and N is the expected life of the proposal. Now sa side is the NPV equals PBB minus PBC, where ang represent niya is PBB is present value of benefits, while ang PBC is present value of cost.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, classmate. My topic is integral rate of return, IRR. It is defined as the rate at which the net present value of the investment is zero. The discounted cash inflow is equal to the discounted cash outflow. This method also consider time value of money. It tries to arrive to a rate of interest and at which funds invested in the project could be repaid out of the cash inflows. However, computation of IRR is the tedious task. It is called internal rate because it depends slowly on the outlay and proceeds associated with the project and not any rate determined outside the investment. The internal rate of return IRR in the discount rate at rate that makes the net present value in PB of the project zero. It represents the profitability of an investment considering the time of value of money and is slowly based on the project cash flow. Sa Bisaya pa, ang point sa internal rate of return IRR mao na ang determine sa ganansya sa usa ka puhunan. Pinaagi sa pagtan-aw net present value nga na consider sa kantidad sa kwarta sa maabot, time of value of money, same sa pagpangita sa interest rate nga magkapareho sa kantidad sa imong gibutang nga kwarta o sa kantidad sa imong madawat sa umaabot. Mas taas nga IRR, mas dako ang ginansya.
So, good afternoon, sir. So, ang topic ko na is internal rate return. This is defined as the rate at which the net present value of the net investment is zero. This discounted cash inflow is equal to the discounted cash outflow. This method also considers time value of money. It tries to arrive to a rate of interest of which one's investment in the project would be paid out of the cash inflow. However, computation is IRR are reduced task is called internal rate because it depends solely on the outlay and proceed associated with the project and not in rate determined outside the investment. So that's all. Sir, thank you.